Everybody was excited to see Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight, and the film was going to come out in the summer of that year. And I remember like it was yesterday, it was my last year of middle school. I was in 8th grade. I already graduated. A lot of my classmates were huge Batman fans. They were huge comic book geeks. I remember them inviting me to go see The Dark Knight at our local theater, but I declined because I really wasn't friends with those people. I considered them more as acquaintances. I had to decline. So instead, I went to see The Dark Knight with my family on the release date of the film, but on a Saturday, on the following Saturday. I went to see The Dark Knight with my folks on July 2008. Let me tell you guys, it was a historical moment because my theater was full of people. I think the entire show was sold out for that time. I think it was like in the afternoon, like at 2. And it was completely sold out, and there were so many people in that theater. There was a huge line all the way in the back of the streets. It was incredible. It was historical. I have never seen my local theater so full of people. So I went into the theater, I sat down with my family, and once the movie started, oh my god, Heath Ledger completely blew me away. I had no expectations for this film, and he completely stole the show from the beginning of the film to the end of the film. There are so many amazing scenes in The Dark Knight, especially in the interrogation scene when he was with Batman. That was also amazing. And also when he dressed up as a nurse and he blew up the hospital. That was also amazing. The Dark Knight was an amazing movie, and without Heath Ledger, I don't think it would have been successful. So after the film ended, there was a huge round of applause in the theater, and I also clapped too, and I had never seen so many people applaud for a movie since the time that I went to see the first Harry Potter. And that day, when I went home, I felt a huge wave of sadness. I remember that when I first attended high school, you guys have no idea how many Joker posters I had in my room. I also collected the Dark Knight memorabilia. I had action figures. I had all sorts of collectibles from The Dark Knight. I even bought the film, and I watched it so many times. I was obsessed with Heath Ledger. When I first started my very first YouTube channel, I had the Joker all over my background at that time, if you guys remember the old YouTube. And I also made funny Joker videos. I did all sorts of things about the Joker. I was completely obsessed with the Joker because at that time, my home life and my school life wasn't really that great. So what I would do is I would fantasize. I would create stuff about the Joker. Also around that time, there was a website. It was a conspiracy theory website that was saying that Heath Ledger really wasn't dead, that it was actually all a hoax, and the reason why he faked his death was so that he could escape the Hollywood lifestyle. I don't know what happened to that website. I think it was taken down or something, but at that time I really believed that Heath Ledger really wasn't dead. So a year later, at the Oscars in 2009, Heath Ledger was nominated for Best Actor in The Dark Knight, and I was really rooting for him, and I was hoping that he would win. And I was also hoping that he would pop out of the curtains onto the stage and he would say, "Why so serious?" to everybody. And he would say, "Hey, I faked my death. This was all a hoax." But it never did. And instead, Heath Ledger won, and his family came to claim his Oscar, and they said that the Oscar would be given to his daughter Matilda once she turned the age of 18. I spent the majority of my teen life immersed in Heath Ledger's films, and I also got to know him more through many documentaries, through many interviews. I started to research more about him. I started to watch his films that I didn't watch before. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You for the very first time as a teenager, and I really loved that film. My favorite films of his were 10 Things I Hate About You, Two Hands, A Knight's Tale, The Patriot, Monsters Ball, The Four Feathers, Candy, Brothers Grimm, and Casanova. Those are my favorite movies.